Good morning, children. Today we'll start the new chapter on Java. This is one of the most important programming languages that we are going to learn, and pay attention and learn the lesson well. Let me share the screen with you. Yes, this is your ninth chapter, Java. We are going to first learn the history of Java, and maybe we will complete even the path setting of Java. And then we'll continue with the other objectives in this lesson. Let's start right away. So this is Java. Java is basically a high level programming language, and this was developed by Sun Microsoft, and it was released in the year 1995. So it's a high level programming language developed by Sun. Now, Java runs on a variety of platforms. It runs on Windows, Mac operating systems, and other various versions of Unix. So many platforms, or what you say is the operating systems, are being used in the Java programming language. Now, who is the patent of Java, or who is the father who had started Java? It was James Gosling in the year 1991. So remember his name? It was originally started by James Gosling in the year 1991. And this language, first it was called Oak. It was called Oak because of the tree that stood in front of James Gosling's, his office. So because he had created this Java program, it basically was called Oak because of the oak tree that stood in front of his office. Then later it ended up with the name Java, and it was Sun Microsoft Systems that released this Java programming language. It was first when it started with 1.0. So there are versions, different versions of Java. The first version was 1.0, and it started in the year 1995. And this program, it promised that once you write, you can run this program on, you can run it anywhere. That is, it means it can be run, you can run it on any platform. So it was called as Vora. Vora is run once, run anywhere. And it was no cost runtime. It became one of the most popular, programming languages, high level languages. And here on 13 November 2006, Sun released Java as a free or an open source software. You call it an open source software, you can download Java free. It was under the terms of GNU and General Public License, that's GPL, GNU, GPL, that this software became a free and an open source software. On 2007, 8th May 2007, Sun had finished the total processing, and the Java core code became free and an open source software. So now the version is, you can check on the net. I've seen up till Java 10. I'll be using to teach you this programming language, I'll be using Java 8. You can actually use any of these, Java 7, Java 8. These all, they work out the same way. You can download any of this and it's free because it's an open source software. Now let's see the requirements of Java. What do we require in this Java programming language? First and for all, you need a Pentium 200 megahertz computer. Next, you need a minimum of 64 MB of RAM. Actually, it's 128 MB of RAM is recommended because sometimes you have versions, which are different and require more, space. So 64 MB to 128 MB of RAM is recommended. Now you need this to see that these softwares, when you are downloading Java, these softwares also are downloaded. The following softwares are needed. First one, you can download any of your platforms. You should have these platforms, Linux 7.1 or these operating systems, Windows XP or Windows 7 or Windows 8. These operating systems, they do work the Java programming language. And also you should see that Java JDK 8, I'm using 8, so I put 8 here. The developing kit, it's called the Java developing kit. Once you download Java, you should see that these things also are downloaded. The Java developing kit and the runtime, Java runtime should also be, it automatically downloads once you download the Java 8. Okay. And you need a any text editor like the Notepad, because this text editor can convert any of the programming language. You must have done last year, you must have done HTML, and you can use any text editors for doing your programming language. So Java needs any text editor, and you can use the Notepad to create your Java programs. And Java has the extension .java to convert your Notepad or your text editor that you're creating your program, to convert it into the Java file, or to, you'll be learning about runtime and how to execute your files using the CMD or the command prompt. That's in the next step. So right now you'll remember that you need any of these operating systems and the Java developing kit, that's a Java program to use your Java program, and you need any text editor like the Notepad. Clear? Now, the next step is, how would we set the path for the window so that we can, put the Java program should work only when you have the path being created. Now, to create the path, I've put it right here. You need to go to the C drive, then the program files, then click on Java, and then JDK directory, and then you go to the bin. Okay, but if you do this way, it's easy, but still. Now, how do we set the path? First, to copy the path, you go to My Computer, go double click on the C drive, select the program files folder. From the once the program files folder opens, you look out for Java folder. Open the Java folder. You have two files. One is called JDK, or the Java Developing Kit, and the JRE, that's the runtime. Okay, then you need to select the JDK 1.8.0 underscore 25. Once you click on it, again a number of files open, and you have to select the bin file. Then here near your address bar, you just right click and copy the address. Now I've read the steps for you. I will be doing it practically. Okay, children. So just be alert. Now he said, double click on My Computer. This is My Computer. Fine. Then double click on the C drive. From the C drive, select program files. From the program files, look out for Java. Just scroll down, MNOPQRSTUIJKL. So IJ. This is your Java file. Fine. Double click on this Java file. As I told you, you'll have the JDK and the JRE, that's your runtime. And I want the JDK, I'm using 1.7 actually. You can just double click, and then double click the bin. Fine. So here's where you need to copy. This is your address, C, program file, then Java, JDK, as I've showed you, and the bin. Right click on this address bar and just copy the address. After copying, just minimize this thing. I can't go back to the PowerPoint program to show you the next step. I'll directly show where you need to paste this program, or else let me show it to you. In the next path, here you need to paste this path that you have copied, right? So you right click on the computers, select properties, and then the system window opens. From the system windows, select advanced and the system properties. And from the system properties, select environment and click on OK. In the environment, you have two parts. One is called system variable, and the other, from this system variable, you select new, and then the system variable box, the window opens, and then in the name, you give path, and in the next, that is the value, you give the path name. So Let's go to it. Right click on my computer. So you know that you've copied one address. Click on properties, and here your system opens. Select advanced system settings. Say yes. Here system properties open. From the system property windows, select environment variables, and from the system variables, okay, from system variables, not the top part, but the system variables, you select new. Here you need to type the word path, sorry, PATH, put it in capital letters, and in the variable value, just right click on this and click on paste, because you just copied the paste, the address. You remember program, Java, and bin? Yes. Now click on OK. Okay. In the next part, which is called as uh, user variable, you just click on new, and here you type class. Okay, sorry. Before that, let's copy the path. Yeah, we have to copy the path for class. So instead of bin, instead of in the place of bin, lib should come. So just go back one step. So bin goes, you're in JDK. From here, you select lib, the library. Okay, double click on this. So you get library. Now copy this path for the class. Right click, copy address, go back to this place, click on new, type here class, right click on variable value and paste here. You see, here you're pasting lib. Okay. You can put a semicolon if you want here. It's a continuation, and then say OK and say OK. That's how you create the path. So hope you understood how to create the path. Okay, children. Now the path is created. Now you can open your My Computer, and you can open a Java file anyway. Since you've created the path, just double click. I'm putting it in the D drive. You can put it in E drive, C drive, whichever drive you have. Here I'm right clicking and I'm saying new, and I'm opening a folder called Java. You put it on small because Java, and depends upon your section A, B, C, whichever you want. You, or instead of C, you put it as Java space, say I'll say Java space A. Okay, I have two folders because I've created the path. I'm saying Java space A. Okay. Now that you created your folder, you can create your program files. So as I told you, this is how you put the path, and from here you create the class. Just now I showed you. Instead of lib, it will go back to bin. Again, from the environment variables in the new system, in the variable name, type class and paste the path in the value. Then click OK. So the class is set for Java. The path and the class is set for Java. These are the two things that are required to create Java programs. You need to create the path and the class to set the Java. Now that you've finished all your work, you have set both the path and class variable in Java, and you can start your Java coding. Please try this on your computer, and please set the path. Now in the Java, you need three things to learn. First is Java is also called as OOPS. OOPS means Object Oriented Programming Language. Object Oriented Programming Language. So here you get it. Java is an object oriented programming language, and it's also termed as OOPS. Clear, children? So that's a full form for OOPS. And basically, Java uses objects to create It takes everything as an object to create the program. You'll be learning very soon. So Java program is a collection of objects that help you to communicate with each other through a method. That is, through methods, it allows you to communicate between one object and another. Let's see what does the word object mean. Here in this case, Java, the object has state and behavior. This is very important. What do you mean by state and behavior? Java objects have state and behavior. Now they have given you an example, car. Car is a state. Okay. In the car, you have color, name of the car model, and in the behavior, you have size of the car, shape of the car, and the speed of the car. This is how you segregate them. State means the object is basically car. Under the car, you have car is the object. Under the car, you have two things, that is the state and the behavior. State means it tells you the color of the car, the name of the car, which model, and in the behavior, it tells you the size of the car, the shape of the car, and the speed. So an object is a state instant of class. So class is nothing but the object. Okay, so it's an instant of class. That means instant of class means all these things, whatever comes on the car. So you have different models of car. You have Maruti, you have many, Rolls Royce, and whatever it is. So these are the different types of cars. So if you take uh, if you take means of transport, then you have so many types of if you take you say something like if you talk about birds, there are different types of birds like crow, sparrow, pigeon. So these are the types of thing. Bird would become the class, and the different types of things, that is the different types of objects, they all are the instance of the class. Now what is class? Class can be defined as a blueprint. It's a template or a blueprint. It describes the behavior or the state of the object. And method is basically a behavior. That is, here you have seen, no, the behavior is nothing but the size, shape, and speed. So the method, helps you to basically get all the details of the behavior. So a class can contain many methods, because if you are doing some problem sums, then you have addition, subtractions, and so there are different methods connected to the arithmetical work. Okay, so a class can contain different types of method. It is a method where the logics are written, data is manipulated, and all the actions are executed. Clear? So the logical statements are written. The data is manipulated according to whatever outputs you require, and also the action is done and executed. Hope you understood. Tomorrow we will start in your next class we will start doing the different programs. You already know that you have created a Java folder in the D drive, named it as Java A. If you are in B section, please name it as Java B, and if you are in C section, don't name it as Java C but name it as Java Q. Okay, hope you understood. Try to create the path. Okay, children, thank you for now. Have a nice day. Stay safe.